If you are in the market for a mid-sized sedan, you must have been thinking about the 2017 Mazda CX-5. Today, we've got a very incredible car for you, and this is the 2017 Mazda CX-5. We're going to take a look at everything that this car has to offer. We're going to take a look at the interior, the exterior, and also some of the little things you may not know about this car. At the end, we're going to see if this car is really the car for you. Stay tuned. This is Magari Car Reviews, where we take a look at all cars Kenyan. Check it out. So first things first, one thing that is very obvious is the bold new grille. It looks more aggressive, more sporty, with this kind of triangular designs that come out and are hard to touch, and this bold new logo that comes in a very stylish looking, glass looking profile. And under this is a very special thing because there's a radar sensor that I'll talk about later on. And then you notice that also the boot has a more kind of aerodynamic look where it slips down more towards the front. This is different from the earlier models where it was a bit more boxy. Coming into this beautiful and sexy LED lights, adaptive LED lights, and then we've got the fog intakes down here, but this one doesn't have a fog light. Rather, it has a smaller fog light than the previous models that we have. And then it has got this this bumper that is also just plastic like the old model. But another thing that really stands out about this car is how it just flows and then dips very, very well at the back. Notice that the windscreen here has got a bevy of sensors. You've got the normal wiper sensors, you've got the proximity lane assist sensors over here, and all the other sensors that I also talk about when we look at the interior of the car. We've got a very big hole here that are the head-up display that you'll see later on as well. And then this side mirror has got also the proximity sensors where it tells you if you're close to an object or a car. Dropping down through here is this elegant look of how it just flows down here, but then you find out that it starts all the way from here and then dips down here. That then will compromise a bit of the space of the back of the people sitting on the back, but not to worry because it's also complemented by this 19-inch black and silver looking rims over here that actually look to the add to the sportiness of the car, together with the red wine looking color that it has, makes this car a very good looking one. So coming to the back is another big difference from the previous models that we had. You quickly notice that this back is more kind of bulged up down here, and also the lights are fully LED, and also they've got a new different design from the older designs that we have, because remember this is the 2017 model. This car has got parking sensors. This is not typical of all the CX-5s, but this one does have it. Then it has the typical dual exhaust pipelines, dual exhaust, that is also significant looking. It's just the same as the old ones. And then you've got the logo badging here that's just written CX-5. And then this, of course, is the Sky Active technology, which I'll also explain when we look at the transmission and the boot. Coming over here is that the boot also has got this the back visor that helps in just, it attaches up here, and what this helps is that it helps with the privacy of anything that you might be putting in the boot. The boot space is quite generous because you notice that you can easily put 4 to 5 suitcases here depending on how you arrange them. You can also open this compartment over here, and this car comes with the Bose system, so it also comes with the woofer here that helps with the sound quality of this car. But you also notice that once you put you cannot put a spare tire here because of this, obviously, and you'll have to put a spare tire here, and what that does is that it compromises on the space that you can have. The other thing about this car is that you can actually use these levers to put down the seats flat. You can use this one for the left side and the other one for the right side, and it lies down flat, meaning that you can fit a lot more things over here. And that's it for the boot of the CX-5 2017 model. Now let's talk about the engine of this car. There has been a lot of talk about CX-5 and whether you should go for a petrol version or a diesel version. CX-5 typically come in different versions. This one is the 2.5 liter petrol version, which has got between 100 and 105 horsepower, but it's also got the Sky Active technology, which helps in fuel economy and the overall efficiency of your car by making it run more efficiently. That means that if the car is not in use, it cuts off the usage of fuel and makes you run on less fuel. It goes between 1 liter, it takes about 13 kilometers, which is very, very nice for this kind of SUV. This car also has between 184 and 185 horsepower and goes 0 to 100 in just 13 seconds. The other thing you should consider is that this Mazda CX-5 comes in either diesel or petrol versions. It is a 6-speed automatic, either front wheel or all-wheel option, depending on the specs of the car that you have. The 2.4-cylinder engine comes in also sports options and is less powerful than the 2-liter engine. But the other interesting thing about this thing is that from 2018, some of these engines come in turbocharged engine. This one is a 2017, so the engine is not turbocharged. Coming into the 2017 Mazda CX-5, you get the feeling that this is a premium made car. Simply by all the finishing that are there. You've got the leather stitching with the complementary grey kind of stitching that's there, plus the hard rubber that also goes and wraps around the top of this car. The tires, the steering wheel is also well put together, a bit smaller than the older model, but you get the feeling that it's a premium make car with all the infotainment buttons also elegantly displayed here and for your easy reach. So you can easily add the volume, you can take calls from here, you can also drop calls from here, you can also select and deselect the settings for the cruise control all from here. You can also do so from this side panel that is also here. There's some buttons here that you can easily put it. Coming to the infotainment system, let me put it on so that you can see how it braces. Coming on to the infotainment system, you find that you get a touchscreen infotainment system that you can easily touch and also control it very conveniently with this tactile button here where you can move, and it moves and selects the different option of the infotainment system here. Coming down here, they have a DVD player. I don't know why they have a DVD player here because this is a bit obsolete, but what doesn't look obsolete is this air vents. The shape of it is kind of futuristic and carves out very well for this car. Down here you've got the climate control with very expensive looking buttons that move it all around, and also you've got all the climate controls elegantly displayed there for you. This is a sport version as well, so you can move this button up and down to change it from the mode from sport, and it displays here in the screen for you to see very, very well. The other controls that are here are for just the entertainment system, where you can go to home, you can adjust your music, your navigation, but of course for Kenya we don't have the navigation system here installed. Big cubby space down here where you can put your other items like keys and even a phone, plus auxiliary systems for your USB here. Another thing that's very good about this car is the armrest. It is leather, it is big, and it is very good for long distances where you can sit. The chair is also very compact and very comfortable. You get the feeling that you are in control because you get to see a good side of the road. You're in command. You can easily see the side mirrors that also display to you if you're close to a vehicle with some sensors that also display as you come close to objects or cars. That's a very good safety feature for driving this car. Let's go to the back now. There's always good things and nice things. One thing that is not so good about this is the space. Look, I'm about 6 feet tall, but if the driver is seated very comfortably, then I do not have so much space for my leg space. Up here in the roof, there's enough space, but I sit very compactly and in this position, which is not so good for a fully grown adult under long distances. The back seat is not reclinable, so that means that you are forced to sit here. But it also has this convenient cup holders where you can lay down, put your cups, but also store something here, which I don't think anything can fit here really realistically, but it's a good way to rest your arm if you don't have a third passenger here. The back seat is very good for kids, but for 3 fully grown adults, I doubt that it will be a good fit. You can also relax by putting on this, by holding on to this during long distances, or hanging something like a suit of yours somewhere here. The back side is also not left out with this premium feeling leather and the stitches here, but nothing to write home about. One thing that's also very important here is the back seats have got vents. This was not there in the previous models, and that means that the back, people seated at the back can also get good fresh air when they're back here. Here, sitting here for the third person will be a bit of a squeeze because of this large transmission tunnel, which is not a big deal because most of the Japanese cars in this kind of space also come with this large transmission model. Overall, I'd give this an 8 out of 10 for the passengers. Not so good for adults, but very good for small kids. So a drive in the 2017 Mazda CX-5 is a comfortable one. Not much difference from the previous models, but some differences in these refresh models are like the suspension, the sound deafening system, which it is much quieter in here apart from that beeping sound because of fuel. But overall, it is a new kind of finer facelift, both interior and inside here, and the drive is also very comfortable. So if you're looking for the KF series of this Mazda CX-5, I think this is a very good option. It is easy to drive, great command of the road, and it's also very easy to drive. I can see from the back, I can see the rear very comfortably, and overall I think it is great. The biggest thing is the heads-up display that I talked about, so you don't have to take your eyes off the road to actually see how fast you're driving. 0 to 100 in 10.6 seconds, quite fast. I think with this ride you get both the economy that comes with the Sky Active system because of the fuel economy that it has, that gives, but also you're not compromised so much on the luxury, the small, the leather stitching here and there, and the overall beautiful look of this car. So I could say it's a comfortable ride. It's not so noisy inside here. The only thing about it is the chair that could be a bit more comfortable because it can get a bit tiring over long distances. But overall, if that's not a big deal for you, then this car still works. Now let's see how best it takes a sharp turning. If I can just try to maneuver this. Remember the cameras that also assist you to reverse. So if you're not so comfortable with cornering in tight places, it shows you. Plus the parking sensors also come in handy because you can also be alerted when you're about to hit something. To conclude, the Magari Views rating for this car out of 10, I'd give it a solid 7.5. So there you have it, folks. If you're looking for a mid-size SUV, then the Mazda CX-5 should be an option that you think about. The 2017 has got good fuel economy, it's got a very elegant, sexy looking design, and it's also got adequate space for you and a family of maybe 2 or 3 children. So if you're looking for it, come to Ace Prestige. You can get it for between 3.5 and 3.6 million. Tell them you saw this at Magari Car Reviews and you'll get a great discount. Thank you for watching and see you next time.